Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You have not really seen my face much recently, so I'm just going to be posting this video kind of unedited, which is not my usual style. If you see my videos, you know I like shorter, choppy, heavily edited videos. That's always been my filming style, but I just wanted to kind of film this quickly and post it because I haven't talked to you guys in a while, and I want to start posting more often, so I just kind of want to get this out there. I only posted one video this past summer, which is crazy because I had so many videos planned, but I think in general I just want to change up my filming style because I do love the heavily edited videos, but I don't have time to do that as often as I thought I would. So I feel like if I'm gonna be active on YouTube, I need to switch up my style and do more of these unedited, just talk and put it up style videos. I have been kind of changing a lot with like content and the books I've been reading and movies I've been watching, and being more intentional with the media that I'm consuming and producing. So that's gonna come with my YouTube channel as well. I want to post more often, and I want to post just kind of whatever I want, even if I'm being a perfectionist and I'm like, I want to edit this so heavily, I know that I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna take the time to do that. So I'd rather just film and post whatever I want, and not worry about it being perfect. So I'm just gonna kind of tell you guys some random updates because I have a whole list of YouTube ideas I want to make. So we're just kind of stutter. We're going to kind of start fresh after this video and start posting again. But I feel like I need to give you guys some updates on what I've been doing, what I've been reading, because I haven't posted much. So, as you can tell, it's fall. It's actually not. It's not even September yet, but I love fall. It's my favorite time of the year. So my room is all fall, and I would love to do some fall themed videos. So that's actually kind of what spawned me making this and getting back into making videos, because I want to do some fall themed videos. So the bad thing is that I have been in a really bad reading slump lately, which I haven't been in a reading slump in years. I don't even remember last time. I am always reading. But first of all, I just haven't been having a lot of books I want to read. I'm used to having a ton of books on my physical TBR, but my TBR is very much dwindled down. I don't even think I have any books on my TBR aside from series I'm in the middle of and like some seasonal books that are like out of season. And so every time I want to read a book, I either have to get it on my Kindle or buy it or go to the library. And trying to find books I'm really interested in reading is hard, because it's not easily accessible on my shelves. And because I have been changing my reading style up. I'm still reading some stuff that's popular, but I'm really trying to read more genres that I know that I love and find recommendations that aren't just whatever comes up on TikTok, because I made a post for my book Instagram at Chloe Grace Books, follow it, basically of like my favorite books of all time. And well, it was like 6-star, 5-star, 4-star, etc. But for my 6-star books, aka my favorite books of all time, I noticed only one of those books was romance. And romance is the majority of what I read. And when I really looked at that post, most of my all-time favorite books are like literary fiction, dystopian, memoir, like books that have real substance, and they have like commentary on society and very character-based stories. And I was thinking about it and I was like, yeah, that is what I love reading about. So I have been changing up my reading style and reading more books that fit in with that genre or that type of book. But I'm still in a bit of a reading slump, not because of that, well, a little bit, because it is harder to find books now. However, I have been obsessed with watching movies recently, which is not really like me. I'm not a huge movie and TV person, but I have been getting into it a lot recently. And TV shows. So right now, I'm watching this show called Z Nation, which is a zombie show. I usually don't like zombie shows. However, I love this show. I'm going to be going to Sci-Fi Con in October, and the whole theme for the convention this year is a full cast reunion of Z Nation. So in preparation for convention, I'm watching the whole show, and I love it so much. It's such a good show. If you like found family type shows and you're okay with some gross like horror stuff, I totally recommend it. It's so good. My favorite characters are Mac and Addie, and I love Doc and 10K and Murphy and everybody and Warren. I love everybody. So I've been watching a lot of Z Nation. I'm also gonna start watching Stranger Things again because season 2 Stranger Things is giving preppy fall vibes, and I want that in my life. So I'm gonna watch that, and I think that's the only show I've been watching. But for movies, I have been trying to watch a lot of movies recently. So I'm gonna go on my Letterboxd to my diary. So I've been watching since it like became fall time. I'm not gonna get into summer because that was a while ago. But so far I've gotten into Star Wars. I've never been a Star Wars girly until now. Me and my sisters, we do this thing where we meet up and we watch Star Wars and paint minifigures for Dungeons & Dragons. And it's so much fun. And so I've watched Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back so far. Both so good. I love it. I've also been working through the Hobbit movies. I have one left. I watched The Desolation of Smaug. Smaug? I think Smaug. No, that doesn't sound right. I don't remember how to say it. But the second Hobbit movie, I watched that. And then I've been watching some horror movies. So I watched Carrie, Child's Play, and Sleepaway Camp, which Sleepaway Camp was actually terrifying. That ending scene was terrifying. Child's Play was just one, like, obviously I've seen clips of it, but I never sat down and watched it. And Carrie, I knew the whole story of Carrie. I love the musical of Carrie from 2012. But I think I must have watched the movie at some point because it seems so familiar. But I watched it and I love Carrie. So they were really good. I think at the end of fall I might do like a every movie I watched this fall video. I think that would be really fun. So those are some of the movies I've been watching and why I haven't been reading, because I've been watching all this media. And so for books I have read, I made a little list of things I was gonna talk about in this video. I forgot to mention I am making a costume for convention, and I'm not going to show you because I don't want to spoil it, but I just want you guys to know that I am working on a costume creation cosplay video, so that will be coming. It's a long process, so I'm not going to give anything away, but I have been working on that so much. I've been working on creating multiple costumes right now. There's a person. What is that? Okay, a car just drove by, but it had very dim lights and it looked like somebody with a flashlight. That was weird. Anyway, so yeah, cosplay creation video will be coming if you guys are interested in that. I've also been playing a lot of D&D. Well, we played like 2 times. It's hard to get everyone together, but I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons, getting my character sheets organized. That's been taking up some of my time. And then just normal life stuff and family stuff has been keeping me busy. But I do really want to work on posting more. Also, for video games, still obsessed with Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is my favorite game of all time. I love it. It's like the only game I play now. I have over 120 hours, I think, on the game. I love it so much. So, yeah, those are what I've been doing. Those are some things I've been doing. So for some books, I'm going to give you guys like a really quick summer wrap up, what I read in summer, because I never ended up filming that, and I figure I should just get it out there and tell you right now. I'm not going to put like the books here because once again, unedited, but just to kind of give a little brief overview of the books I read this summer. I read Mixed Signals by B.K. Borison, which is from the Love Light Farm series, one of my favorite seasonal series of all time. I read the entire Chestnut Springs series by Elsie Silver, which that like defined my summer. I have my issues with the books, but overall they were really good and just very good mindless romance books. I really loved a lot of the characters. I loved the found family elements in the books. I thought they were really good, even though they were a bit too spicy for me personally. I read The Summer of Broken Rules. I read a lot of just random summer books like Summer of Broken Rules, Alex Approximately, Love and Olives, Float, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. One of my favorite books of all time. It was actually when I said about that post I made about my favorite books of all time, and there was one romance, it was Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Absolutely incredible romance book. So realistic. It wasn't too perfect. Like, it had issues. I had issues with the characters, but I still loved them so much. I thought their romance was really realistic. The story was so cute. I just loved it. Such a good book. I can't wait to read more books by Abby Jimenez. I read One Italian Summer. Did not like that. Don't like the cheating trope. The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez, also very good. It was a short novella. And then I went on like vacation to Harrisburg at the end of summer, which I was gonna vlog, but I didn't. We just stayed at our uncle's house for a week, and I went swimming a lot and stuff. But while I was there, I read a ton. I think that's part of the reason I'm in a reading slump, because I read so much that week. But I read One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, which actually made me like Carly Fortune. I don't like any of her books except for that one. Geekerella, Betting on You by Lynn Painter, which is my least favorite Lynn Painter book I've read. Dating and Dragons. I love this series. It is so cute. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons themed romance. There's 2 books out so far, and they're so cute. I love them. They are young adult, but I love them. And Sun Kissed by Casey West. I also read Wildfire by Hannah Grace, which I put off reading for a long time, but I ended up liking it. I listened to it on audiobook. And then what else did I read? I read Broken Vow by Sophie Lark. Couldn't tell you a single thing that happened. I don't remember. I read Because We Are Bad, which is a memoir about OCD, which was fantastic. So validating, and I loved it so much. I love books about OCD representation. I read The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks because I felt like everybody has to read that. I had issues with it, not one of my favorites, but the movie is iconic. The Answer Is No by Frederick Bachman. Evidence of the Affair by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm just going to pretend I never read that, because I love Taylor Jenkins Reid too much to say otherwise. Anyway, The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. I read Dear Dolly by Dolly Alderton. I DNF'd it. It was an advice book, but I really hated some of the advice she was giving, and I was like, I don't want to read this. I read Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, which is very similar to Powerless, which is one of my favorite fantasy books. I read The Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, and I'm currently working on Crown of Midnight, which I do love. However, I think I might save the majority of the series for wintertime because it does give me winter vibes, so I might be saving the rest of it. I read A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahereh Mafi. Fantastic, diverse romance book. I love Tahereh's writing. I love all of her books. And this romance was so good. I read Every Last Word, which is like an iconic YA lit fic romance. I don't know. I like reading YA because I feel like when you take out the spice in romance books, it gives a lot more room for plot and character development. And this book is a good example of that. I didn't actually finish it because I dropped it in the lake while I was kayaking, and it got wet, and I'm very paranoid about getting book mold, so I threw it out. But I read enough of it to know that I liked it. And then since I had this little change in my reading taste since fall started, I have read 4 books. I read Lore Olympus, which is a graphic novel about mythology. I'm not a mythology girl. I keep trying. I don't get it. I like Percy Jackson, but that's it. But I read Lore Olympus. I didn't love it, and then I did some research and found out that most people don't love it, so we'll just pretend I never read that. But I did read The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, which is a memoir, and it was fantastic. I'm not going to get too in depth because I'm going to make a fall wrap-up video, but I also read Annie Bot, which was a super good sci-fi lit fic about basically a robot girl that is owned by this man, and she wants to escape her life, basically. It was really good. And then I read A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. It's my first Shakespeare play that I've actually read, and I've always wanted to get into Shakespeare, and I thought this one was a good place to start because I saw it live once. I saw like a kid's production of it that my niece's friend was in, and it was cute, and I felt like I was familiar enough with the story to read it, so I read it, and I would like read a scene, and then I would watch a scene, like the corresponding scene of the play on YouTube. So I watched the whole play and read the whole play, and I really loved it. It was great. I think it's a great introduction to Shakespeare, and it was a lot easier to read than I expected. So that's kind of the path that I want to keep going down with books. I want to read more literary fiction and stuff like that. I do have 2 books coming from Pango, a book called People Like Her and Tweak, which is Nick Sheff's book. If you know Beautiful Boy, it's from the point of view of a real father whose son is an addict, and I love that book. It's one of my absolute favorite memoirs. And then the son, Nick, wrote a memoir from his point of view, and I'm so excited to read it. I have it coming in the mail soon. So yeah, also right now I am reading, this was the only fall book I still had on my TBR. It is Girl in Pieces by Catherine Glasgow. I don't like it that much. I'm only 40 pages in, so maybe I'll end up liking it, but I don't know. I won't give a further opinion until I get further into it, but not my favorite so far. So, those are kind of all the updates that I had right now. Kind of get everything out, give you guys a check mark of where I am, and then I'm gonna hopefully be posting more often. So I hope you guys like this rambly video, and yeah, thanks for watching. I feel like nobody wants to hear me talk this long, but I wanted to make it, so if you watch this, thank you. You're great. And yeah, see you in my next video, which will be coming hopefully soon.